Welcome to the show, Hannah.
Hello, Lady Janine.
Well, hello to you. I know you recently celebrated a birthday. How is this trip around the sun feeling so far?
I mean, do you know what? I'm not going to lie. I feel like I'm in a pretty fortuitous, lovely place in my life with a newly 8-year-old little girlie 5 days previous to my birthday. And with a job like this, surrounded by the most beautiful human beings, how could I not have enjoyed this last trip around the sun?
I love it. Well, congratulations also are due for your Emmy nomination once again for your role as Rebecca Welton on Ted Lasso. Around what time did the messages start pouring in when that was announced? And who on the cast had the best, zingers in the group chat that day, that morning?
Well, the funny thing was, of course, it was around 4:35 p.m. And I had kind of, I have two big plates spinning at any one time, working woman and mama. And so in my head, I was thinking, oh, am I going to be able to I was up in town by myself. I was sitting in a coffee shop trying to get my head together what I was doing. I was thinking, am I going to be able to get home in time to put the girl to bed, have dinner with her, give her bath books and bed like I always do. So my brain was thankfully very much elsewhere. And I see my manager, Nick's name come up on my phone. And I literally just went, hi, darling. And he was literally like, ah! And I was literally like, oh my God, what's wrong? And he went, like crazy. And once, because I tell you that people presume that I would presume that would come my way again. But because it not only came my way in nomination form and then I won it last year, far less of me thought that I would be considered for this year. I thought, they'll think she's got one. So out she goes, because there are so many ridiculous talents in this category. I thought, oh, well, the easiest thing to do is get rid of the one that won it last year because they've had their turn. So it was such an unbelievable shock to me that I still don't think I'm over, because I'm also not in season 2 quite as much as season 1. So I just had already made,
You counted yourself out.
Yes. And then some.
What did the cast have to say that morning?
Oh my God, the cast were, well, let's say this first. Once I'd got over my shock, of course, I checked in with my girl Juno straight away. I was so chuffed for Tahib Jamo, Sarah Niles, James Lance, and my beloved Dame Harriet Walter, Mama Walter. I still don't think they realize how outstanding they are in those roles.
Yeah.
Just crazy. And two in particular have a very similar vibe going on in a very different way. There's James Lance as Trent Crimm and Sarah Niles as Sharon Fieldstone. And they have, I think, a very rooting, calming, focusing energy and vibe within the show. So I was so thrilled for them. And I told Tahib, I rang Tahib, I FaceTimed him with my entire face in the camera. And I was like, I am feeling so smug. I told you when we were lying in that bed. And he was like, yes, you did. And I was like, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I spoke to my mama, Walter. You think of the huge accolades she's had, and she was so shocked, and I find that utterly charming.
You say you weren't in the season a lot, but no weddings and a funeral. That episode, I mean, come on.
I genuinely find it quite hard to talk about that episode because it wrung me out and it made me push harder to be better. And I was so wary and intimidated by getting that wrong, because we've never seen Rebecca's dad. And there had to be such a believable amount of toxicity between her and someone that the audience have never met. So I took it very seriously, probably too seriously, but I also had a different thing going on, which I don't know whether you're aware of, Janine, at the time. My own father was rushed into hospital at the beginning of shooting that episode. And I didn't know if I was ever going to see him again. And on the day that I was having to do that eulogy, I knew that he was having emergency quintuple bypass surgery on his heart.
Wow.
And so I didn't want to turn my phone on. So I busied myself with the cast. And so when I am looking into that congregation, there is part me, part Rebecca trying to survive the day.
Oh,
I mean, you couldn't make it up, could you?
Clearly, no. That's Now we see what it is like, and why it, I mean, you've always been great, but that moment was just okay.
I mean,
Thank
doing
you.
it constantly over 10 hours with breaks and cutting away and doing different sizes of camera and shot and everything, I actually thought I would struggle with, but it removed me from my own potential grief.
Let's talk about this Ted Lasso cast and the show and how it kind of balances, this happily ever after optimism, with those flawed humanizing moments that you guys do so well. We've seen Nate cross over to the dark side. We've seen Ted struggle with happiness, but in your case, we've seen like Rebecca deny herself happiness a lot. So why, in your opinion, won't she just let herself live and love?
The very reason why I was nervous about doing the episode, because I think an awful lot of it comes from her unspoken grief with her father.
Mm.
And that's why God, even honestly, can you not hear it in my voice? As soon as I start talking about that scene in the vestibule with her mum, when she says, and he never, ever addressed the subject with me, she has had a toxic opinion of men all her life because she loved her father so much. And he never made it right with her. Even though I didn't know that in season 1, I felt a weight and a darkness in her that I feel like I said to somebody earlier, and I didn't realize I thought it till I said it. I said, I feel like she is gasping for air in the sunshine, but dipping down under the waves all the time as a person. She wants that, but she doesn't know how to keep hold of it, or doesn't feel like she's worthy of it because she's never particularly had it.
Yeah.
And so she went from the toxic relationship of her father to allowing a man to again dominate her in Rupert. That's why she can't let the sunshine and the acceptance of Ted in. Even when she confesses to him, she can't say it. She can't go, oh my God, what you just forgive me? What?
But should she let Ted in even more? And that's what fans want to know, because you guys are filming season 3 now. A lot of people ship Rebecca and Ted Lasso, maybe for that very reason, that she needs to cling to that light, right? So where do you stand on this? Are you rooting for them to be the show's happy ending?
Is that conventional that we all expect that two people who have awoken something in each other have to then get it on? I don't know. Thank God, Janine. Thank God I actually don't know. Otherwise, I'd be horrendous. I'd just be like, oh my God, yes, we do. Oh, no, we don't. I would just not.
So Ted Lasso is on everyone's binge list. But what other shows are you living for these days? Like, what's been a must watch for you?
Well, a long-term thing that has occupied me and absolutely I've been obsessive about for the last few years is Succession. I mean, universally, God, they are all at the top of their game. And I'm strangely obsessed with Kieran Culkin. I just love him. I absolutely love him. And the way Brian Cox barely has to raise an eyebrow, everyone crumbles. Just magnificent. And then Nicholas Braun comes in with his just brilliant, cleverly placed slapstick comedy. Oh, he kills me. So Succession, but also my girl Juno Temple in The Offer. Oh my God, it is beautifully constructed. It is beautifully performed universally.
Before I lose you, because I know you're a busy lady, you have, like you said, 2 different plates spinning at any given time. How is your daughter, by the way?
She is my absolute little companion. She's just delicious. I'm utterly, utterly blessed.
I love it. Okay, well, I've got a few rapid fire questions for you.
Oh God, I hate this pressure.
It's so easy.
Go on.
Okay, first off, you have said that Ted Lasso's biscuits, which your character Rebecca loves, actually taste horrible in real life. So I think you equated them to like a dry sponge or something like that. So are you a good cook yourself? Could you do a better biscuit situation?
I mean, no, I'm not. God, no. No, I'm not. Awful. Season 1, they didn't realize I was going to go at them like a truffle hound.
So one was real and the others were probably just prop and you were just eating.
No, I think they were meant to be. I mean, they had them in this Tupperware box. So the lid was always a little bit not on. Jason teased me that, because I globally complained about them so much. Well, no one else had to eat them, did they? So they put a lot more sugar and a lot more butter. And come on, even an old shoe with a lot more sugar and a lot more butter tastes better.
Love it. Okay, we know Rebecca's, go-to for karaoke night is Let It Go. I don't even want to talk about it. What is Hannah's go-to for karaoke?
I don't really have one. I mean, my lot love a bit of karaoke. My lot, as in all us greyhounds, they love it. And we had it recently, and everyone kept shoving this knackered old manky skanky, probably got 12,000 cold viruses down it, microphone in my face. And I just think when professional singers get on a microphone karaoke, I just think, oh, shut up. I just don't think it's the right place to do it. And I always feel a bit embarrassed. Although Juno always makes me sing something with her. Recently, she was like, no, sing Gloria with me. I was like, oh God, all right, Gloria.
All right, fans of your work know you played Septa Unella in Game of Thrones and helped stick it to Queen Cersei. If you had to ring the shame bell on one person on the Ted Lasso set, who would it be?
Oh my God, you can't ask me that. Oh my God.
I didn't ask why, I just said who.
Oh, I don't. Do you know what? This is going to be a very boring answer. I genuinely have never worked with such a universally delicious group of human beings.
Aww.
I have got them in my pocket for life.
Oh, well, you are in the very anticipated Hocus Pocus sequel. Which of the Sanderson sisters do you think Rebecca would identify with most? Winifred, Mary, or Sarah?
I mean, come on, probably Winifred.
Winifred.
Yeah. People think she's roughy tufty, but actually she's just got far too beautiful nails to be that roughy tufty.
Hannah, I'm going to steal your word. This was delicious. Thank you so much for spending time with me.
You look so like one of my best mates that it actually freaked me out.
Uh-oh.
I mean, really crazy.
I have a doppelganger out there.
You do. And she's a great pal of mine. So,
well, tell her twin said hi.
I will do.